Hey everybody, my name is Nick Wong and I'm a product manager on the integrations team here at Paragon. And today I'm really excited to talk to you folks about Custom Webhooks. The Custom Webhooks feature is extending the capability of your existing Paragon workflows because it essentially allows you to create webhook subscriptions against any HTTP webhook API out there. So this extends the capability of a lot of the integrations or all of the integrations in our Paragon catalog, as well as many of the custom ones that you may have built yourself on top of Paragon. So our team is really excited about this feature because it supports a lot of our customers building out these real-time sync or real-time ingestion or any of these other automation type solutions on top of Paragon. So for today's demo, I'm going to be showing you folks how to build a Monday.com trigger so that whenever something happens within Monday.com, like a new task is added to a board, you can listen to these things and then start a Paragon workflow off of them. So today's demo will be a new task will be created on my board, Paragon will listen for this, and it'll spit the output of it to webhook.site. So opening up the workflow editor, you can see the trigger selection menu. So you'll select that you want a Monday.com trigger. And now you'll be able to see this new custom trigger option. So clicking into this new custom trigger option, you'll be presented with a custom trigger wizard. And we'll ask some questions about, what are you trying to do with the trigger and how can Paragon stand this up? So I'll walk you folks through this. The main kind of questions when we're starting to talk about these webhooks is that how are they created, either through an API endpoint programmatically or manually, either by your developer or your users, the end users within Monday.com. And the second question is whether these are user level or app level. And this just means how many times are these webhooks created. So are they created for every user or are they created once at the OAuth app level? So let's go ahead and fill this out for Monday.com. So we're going to create a new item, trigger, and it's going to trigger from a new board item in Monday. So I did some research previously, and we're going to use a manual trigger, and every user is going to do this. So we're going to do manual user level. And let's continue on. So now Paragon is going to provide you a piece of information, which is the target URL, and also expose to you an option for how the webhook can respond to the server upon creation. So a lot of the integration providers are going to have some different criteria about how to validate that you are indeed standing up a webhook trigger against their system. And you can find a lot of this information within the docs of the provider. So this is the Monday.com webhook docs, and this talks about how to implement this challenge parameter, which is essentially echoing back this challenge to Monday's server to say, yes, we do want to stand this webhook up. So we're going to copy the target URL, and we're going to say echo the request body back. And now let's go to Monday, and let's create this automation. Great, so I'm going to click on connect and I'm going to provide the target URL. Great, looks like the automation is created. I will return to Paragon and we will see that we've received this event. Awesome, let's continue on. Great, so now we can proceed to step 3, which is instructing Paragon how to handle these events once we receive them. And this is to make sure that we can validate the authenticity of these notifications that we're receiving. Many of the different providers in our catalog secure their webhook subscriptions in different ways, and we've provided a list of the most common ways to help support this for you. Although not recommended for production, you can also continue without validating these requests, and you can click on no signature. So for the sake of the example, we'll do that to finish configuring the trigger. Cool, so now we've created a new item trigger. Now we can go into our workflow and we can actually use this trigger in the workflow. So we'll go back to the workflow, click on the trigger, and now you'll see we've created this new item trigger. So let's use that. And we can use this. Great, so now we can actually test this by creating something in our board. And by testing in our board, we've now received that event, as you can see, test 1. And what we'll do is we'll use this test data to push it out to webhook.site. All right, so I'm going to test the entire workflow, which starts by creating a new event within Monday.com, test 2. And it'll accept this, Paragon will accept this notification and send it back out to webhook.site. And as you can see here, we received new item event. Cool, so this shows just a little bit of the power of this new custom webhooks feature in Paragon. We're really excited to see what our users will do to really support a lot of their real-time sync, real-time ingestion use cases. Because essentially now you can listen to many, many different events on any webhook type subscription on Paragon. Thank you.